Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Drop Shot Preacher, coming at y'all once again with another cooking video. This is a special edition. This is our holiday edition cooking video. There's gonna be a lot going on, guys. If you see behind me, man, we got Mexican chiles, we got sweet bread, we got peppermint jingle hanging out right here. We got Samson, the shepherd boy, waiting on the arrival of Jesus Christ, chilling right here. We're cooking tamales, guys. Chicken, pork, we're cooking menudo, and me specifically, and for this video, I am going to be making a boneless prime rib. This is just going to be part of our ultimate feast for Christmas Eve. Y'all know Mexicans, we don't celebrate Christmas Day, we celebrate Christmas Eve, and in a real Mexican household, we celebrate Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. So what we're gonna do today, guys, this is actually day one. It's the 23rd today, right, Harmony? It's the 23rd, and what we're gonna do is gonna dry brine this for 24 hours before we put it on the smoker. It's a 4-pound premium choice Angus prime rib. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get up in here. We're gonna cut this down real quick. Hopefully my knife is sharp enough to get into this. Harmony, can you bring me the trash can and put it right here, baby? Cut into this real quick. You want me to rinse this out first? Alright, guys, so here we go. We got our prime rib right here. As you can see, it's a pretty good size here. I think it's gonna be great. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use some napkins and we're gonna pat dry this. I've had it thawing out in the fridge already for one day. I bought it the day yesterday or the day before yesterday. I can't really remember. But as you can see, man, we got some pretty decent marbling on this choice prime rib. And what we're gonna do, we have a layer of silver cap here, and we have some fat on this side. We're gonna cut this off, and then we're gonna just dry brine it with kosher salt. So should be pretty easy process. Let's get into it. So we got this pretty much dried up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off some of this silver cap here, and actually you can kind of peel it off, really, as you can see here. If you get under fairly well, you could actually start cutting this off. And the reason you want to cut a lot of this off on beef is ultimately going to be so you can so your seasoning can stick to the meat, right? So you can cut off the silver cap, and then you can get into actually cutting down the fat. Now I like to be really careful when cutting down the fat because I don't mind some fat. I'll give you an idea. I don't mind some fat on pork, right? Because I think the pork renders really well. The fat on pork renders really well. So ultimately you can leave a pretty decent amount of fat on your pork, and it actually gives it some really good flavor. So you can see that's pretty decent amount of fat, and then at the same time we want to keep it pretty good as far as how the smoke is going to roll off of this. I don't want to lose any meat on this, guys. I'll tell you that much. Now, this is my first time smoking a prime rib, so you could always tell me if I'm doing too much or too little. But I'm really gonna cut off as much fat as I can off this prime rib. Alright, now, I mean, that leaves us a pretty decent amount here. Alright guys, so we got our beef cut, as you can see. I went ahead and trimmed a little bit here so we can go ahead. It has plenty of fat, plenty of marbling on top, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of sprinkle it with kosher salt. Now again, what the salt's gonna do, it's gonna ultimately suck up all the moisture of the meat. Now don't hesitate to put quite a bit. And we're gonna put it on all sides. And we're gonna pat it in. Now at the end, I'm gonna cover this whole thing with a butter. So I'm not really concerned about how much salt I'm putting on the outside of this, because it's really just gonna soak up in all the butter that I'm gonna put on it. Now you want to make sure that you got space in your fridge, because you're gonna put this uncovered in the fridge for the next 24 hours. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and prepare our butter that we're gonna pretty much coat our prime rib with. We're gonna be using thyme, a little bit of Italian seasoning. We're gonna use the Dano's Yum Yum Get You Some, Primo, that's the gray cap, a little bit of minced garlic, and a little bit of just all-purpose seasoning, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make enough butter to pretty much cover the whole entire prime rib. I mean, like, we're gonna pack that thing all the way around, and we're gonna cover that thing in order to soak up all the juices while it's on the smoker, and ultimately it's gonna help us get that crisp crust that we're looking for. Okay, so, and again guys, this is the first time that I'm making this prime rib, so I'm really just kind of coming up with my own recipe, so to speak. Don't really have you know, the amounts or what to, you know, what I'm using. I'm just showing you what I'm using, and you can pretty much gauge it yourself, and how you want to do it. So I know how I like my food seasoned, and the reality is, guys, like, I like my food heavily seasoned, right? So I'm not gonna mind throwing quite a bit of this stuff on here in order to get good flavoring. I actually kept a little piece of the steak of the prime rib. When I cut it, I kept a little piece so I could cook it and just see how the steak actually tasted. And man, that thing was fire. So we're probably gonna do about a handful of thyme. You know, you're just measuring it like this, so you can see got about a handful. This is usually used, I usually use this when, you know, just pan searing my steaks. I use it as an aromatic. Full of thyme. I'm gonna put it in this bowl here. And as you can see, we got it pretty chopped up here, right? I'm gonna get a little bit of this Italian seasoning. Not because we're going for any specific Italian taste, but we want the herb spice in there, right? I'm gonna mix that up while it's dry. Get a good whiff on it so I can see exactly how it smells. Then what we're gonna do is gonna get a little bit of this all-purpose seasoning. Go ahead and wrap that in there. We're gonna go get some of this Yum Yum Get You Some Dano's. Pour some of that in here. Mix it up. It actually smells really good. It's pretty strong actually, which is what we're looking for. Now we're gonna get some of this minced garlic here. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. All right. I'm gonna mix that in there. And then we're gonna use 2 full sticks of butter, and then I just have some extra butter in here that I'm gonna go ahead and throw in here. All right, guys, so here we go. We have our butter ready. Just mixed everything up. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge so it's gonna harden up because we're not using it until tomorrow. But ultimately, you really just want it to be pretty much creamy like this so we can put it all over our prime rib. So this will be the first portion of our video. Tomorrow we will get part 2. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Day 2 of our prime rib holiday special smoking session, man. We got the grill fired up. We're trying to get the fire going. We're gonna try to get it up to about 300 and then bring it down to about 225 to cook our prime rib. Our prime rib has been out of the fridge since we went to church earlier, so it should be perfectly room temperature. Now we're gonna put our butter in it. So come on inside and let's see what it do. Got the family getting ready. Yeah. Got the Grinch playing. All right, guys, so we're back in the kitchen. Got our prime rib here that's literally been dry brining all night, okay? So what we're gonna do at this point in time, we got our butter right here, and I'm gonna cover this whole thing with butter, okay? Literally top and bottom. So this is my first time actually doing this. What? You can spread that more. No, it's falling apart. My wife says I could spread it more. It's not sticking to the meat. Look, see? So I'm just kind of packing it on there. Oh, I can do that. Okay, you're right. Yeah, with the warmth of your hands, it should be able to... No, that's not the case. The issue is that it's not sticking to the meat when I'm doing it. Yes, I know. But it will if you... Okay. Alright, I mean, we're gonna go with the expert. She's been cooking longer than me, guys. Usually she feeds me, so... Let's see. I mean, here's the deal. This stuff is probably gonna melt off within the first few moments of it being in the thing. So, I mean, I think that's good, right? You better do the bottom, though. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to do the bottom. Oh, okay. Just the top. Just the top. All right, guys. And then, I'll go ahead and take off my glove real quick. Now I'm gonna throw some more of this seasoning on here because I really like this Yellowstone Rancher's all-purpose seasoning, and I really want that flavor on there. So I'm gonna put some of that on top, and then we're gonna get some more of the Dano's Primo. This is more of a thicker, heartier. And I really want that crust on it. We'll probably put more of it while we're actually cooking it. So, all right, guys. So now we got our ThermPro 920, and we're gonna go ahead and hook these up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set one probe to read the temperature of the smoker, and we're gonna use the other probe to put into the prime rib. And I'm gonna show you guys on the screen what that's gonna look like. You see right now we have the temperature going up because we're actually trying to get this really hot. I do have my smoker closed off right now because we're kind of trying to choke out the fire just a little bit. But we're gonna try to bring it up to 300 and then bring it back down to about 225, and then that's what we're gonna cook our prime rib at. We're gonna go ahead and set for beef here, and we're gonna go for medium rare. We're gonna set it for rare because we're gonna pull it off at around 130. This will let me know 5 degrees earlier when to pull it off. Now I do want to point y'all to something, guys. As you can see, this thermometer is telling me that we're over 350. My ThermPro is telling me we're at 328. So we got about a 20-degree difference here in regards to what the ThermPro is reading and what we got on the smoker. So we're gonna go ahead and trust this. All right, guys, so here's our prime rib. We're gonna be using a cast iron skillet with some butter. As the droppings from the top rack fall into the cast iron skillet, we're then gonna use that same juice to pretty much just kind of squirt the prime rib. So we're gonna go ahead and put this right on top, just like that. Bam. Get this probe a little bit more back before we close it, because we want to be able to read the temperature. Oh, almost forgot this, G.
Would you almost forget?
So this is gonna go in the meat, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and stab that right through, just like that. Catch it on this side over here. That's gonna be telling us here where the meat's at. So you can see right now the meat's in at 58 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and close this up and let it start cooking. All right, guys, so we've had the prime rib going on about 40 minutes, close to an hour. I want to show you guys how it looks real quick. So you can see, got the drippings dropping at the bottom. Got it well seasoned. We're gonna get a good sear on it by the time it's done. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're about halfway through. We're gonna get some of these drippings right here, and we're just gonna dab it on top. All right, guys, so we got my wife here. She's gonna be using this drippings and this au jus gravy sauce. Now, this is the cheaper way to go, guys, but ultimately we're gonna use the drippings from the prime rib, and we're gonna use these packages to make this sauce. All right, guys, so if you look right here, we're at 126. So technically this prime rib is at a rare. It's still gonna cook. It's gonna cook when you pull it off, and you're gonna let it rest. It's gonna cook for a little bit, but we want to sear it. So we got our box ready here, got our grill on top, and we're gonna pull this bad boy off. Take a look at that right there. As you can see, it looks freaking awesome. We're gonna pull the probe out. Let's grab it like this. Look at that. Drop it on there. So we're gonna sear all sides, guys. Ooh, boy. It's literally only gonna take a few minutes to sear. So we're gonna sear one side, other side, top side, bottom side, and then it's gonna be ready to go, guys. So we'll see you guys on the inside for the presentation. Let's go. All right, guys, so as you see, we're searing every side. And for a medium rare, we're looking at 130, guys. So we're about 128 right now. It's gonna rest for a little bit. It's gonna be ready to go. Is that seared good? Here's our prime rib. Smoked to perfection. We stopped it at around 125. Let it rest, so it should have came up to at least 130. Now we're gonna go in for the cut, and we want to see exactly how it looks on the inside. So let's go ahead. I'm telling you guys, from the tenderness.
Does it look good?
Yes. I can tell you it already is going to be bomb.
You
So
cut against the grill, right?
Look at it. Bam. There we go, guys. That is your smoked prime rib. It's my first one. We're gonna test it, eat it. Merry Christmas. Guys, if you guys enjoy these cooking videos, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I know it's a fishing channel, but I don't know. If you guys like this more, we'll go ahead and make a fishing cooking channel. But regardless of the fact, Merry Christmas. Remember, the reason for the season is Jesus Christ. The spotless Lamb came into the world to die for the sins of those who would believe, that we would have eternal life. Let's eat.